tell you what, there's the coolest place right in the Everglades there where you can take a ride through the swamps, and I'm talking about through the trees, and these guys will go 60, 80 miles per hour. You are flying. It is so fun. And then you stop, and of course there's gators and all the things. I love the Everglades. It's a great place to go. Don't take your small dogs. Just a tip from Gina. All right, welcome back to American Sunrise. I am Dr. Gina. We thank you for joining us. It is time now for today's health news, sponsored by the Wellness Company. Under the microscope today, the CDC has reversed its recommendation for COVID vaccines for all. Is now leaving the decisions to patients. Oh, those words are poetic, aren't they? Little too little, little too late, but here we are. This move was endorsed by the Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill, who is currently serving as the acting CDC director, and this comes after HHS Secretary Bobby Kennedy Jr. announced in May that the COVID vaccines were no longer recommended for healthy children and pregnant women. And why were they ever, by the way? Well, before this year, officials say people aged 6 months and older should get COVID boosters. But now that has all changed. Thank God. A little bit of rationale in all of this. A new administration in Washington, D.C. has brought a lot of positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system. But the reality, only so much government can do. If we really want to make America healthy again, it's going to start at home with us. And that's where the Wellness Company comes in. You see their doctors all the time on this show. Their products are the gold standard when it comes to keeping you safe and healthy. With the Wellness Company, you can be sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their series of prescription med kits. These kits have an assortment of life-saving medications, also guidebooks to assist in that fact that you want to use these medications properly. The guidebook will help you. Additionally, the Wellness Company offers a variety of products from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss, so much more. Help you stay healthy, live a longer life. Make America healthy again. It starts at home. Do your part. Protect the health of yourself and your family. Go to twc.health/RAV. Give it an order. That's twc.health/RAV. Use the promo code RAV. It'll save you 10%. All right, let's send it over to David.
Thank you, G. All right. Moms for America has announced a new global initiative called Moms for Freedom Worldwide. This effort, by the way, aims to empower moms, encourage motherhood, and protect freedoms for future generations. In other words, the left will hate it. For more, we're joined by the founder and CEO of Moms for America. That'd be Kimberly Fletcher. Kimberly, great to have you with us. Tell us about the expansion here and why you felt it was needed at for such a time as this, if you will. Good morning.
Good morning. Absolutely. So it started about 2 years ago when I had several moms, heads of state, leaders of organizations from several different countries asking if we could bring Moms for America to their country. Well, Moms for America is founded on constitutional principles, and it is about America, so that would not work. But as I thought about it, I realized that what they want is a movement like ours in their country. And there are universal truths and intrinsic values that will resonate with every country because all moms care about the same three things: the safety and protection of our children, that we get our kids get a good education and opportunities to succeed. And several countries, including our own, until most recently with President Trump's election, we have been stripped of those things. When you're having to have our daughters compete against men and boys in sports, and our safe places aren't safe, they're sexualizing our children. And what I realized is that same things that we have been dealing with in our country, they are dealing with in several other countries, especially in the Western world. And we needed a united mom's voice to come together where we can share what we've learned. They can share their concerns. We can all work together to stand against this globalist, Marxist, communist takeover of our countries. The moms have had it, and we are rising up and standing together to counter it.
Kimberly, what's your message to those women on the fence about becoming a mother? The very idea of becoming a mother has taken so much heat in the last couple of decades, but it's becoming popular again.
It is. I really like the trad wife thing. I didn't come up with it, but I'm loving it, and I'm sharing it. I mean, I loved being a mom. I loved being a wife, and all of those things that I did in the early years of my life. And then my children are grown, and I have been very active, very involved, doing all of these things. But I wanted to be a mom when I was young and being able to have children. And what I've realized is they're being so lied to, these young women, because they're told, do something of value, go get a job and be something important. And by the time that clock starts to really tick, it's oftentimes too late. And there was one mom that I was talking to. She was 36 years old. She had her first child, and she said, I cannot believe how much I missed out on. I did not realize how much I was going to love being a mother. And these are the kind of things we need to tell these young women. You can have it all, just not all at the same time. And if you don't take advantage of those incredible opportunities when you're young to have children, to have a family, you're going to regret it later.
Yeah, I love the moms who say, I'm going to go right back to work, right after. And I'm like, yeah, you wait. You have no idea what you're in for here, girl. And then so often they're like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? It's true, David, sorry.
Yeah. Kimberly, let me ask you a little bit about the global effort here, because I look at Europe and, the Bible and Europe don't really coexist much anymore. And, churches are just, church attendance is way down. So as you look around the world, I mean, these principles are crucial. And at the same time, they need a biblical foundation. So I would think that would be a challenge, or at least have to be incorporated into some of the teachings.
It actually is. And we partnered with several different organizations who have translated the Bible into various different languages. One of the things that is very important to us is that we help the pastors, these religious leaders in these other countries, realize that you are relevant. The interesting thing is that we launched this in Macedonia. And last week was the official launch, our first meeting. We've been working on this for the last several months, and we have 17 countries on board. But the reason that Macedonia was so profound is because it is a new country. It is a small country, a landlocked country the size of Vermont, but that has a powerful opportunity to be an example for the entire European continent of all of those countries, because the faith is still very strongly rooted there. And I met with the Archbishop there and several of the nation's leaders, the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and talked about how important we felt Macedonia was in this movement. And they're very excited to be able to be an example for the world. That is the faith, the pastors, the freedom that's all tied together with family, and it has to be combined.
I love it. All right. Well, we are totally out of time. Producers are yelling at me, but we have to have you back soon, Kimberly, because I've got to hear about this new singing group, it appears, that you've started with some great women that I remember seeing from all the events. You guys were kind enough to include me in a great event not all that long ago. And what an inspiration you all are. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being with us today. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right, and God bless.
Thanks, Kimberly.
All right, coming up, big changes at CBS News as Barry Weiss takes the helm as editor-in-chief. We're going to finally see some unbiased reporting from one of the nation's broadcast outlets. Don't count those chickens just yet. We're going to assess it next here on American Sunrise.